What if I told you that the very first people of southern Africa once faced total extinction and fought back with nothing but courage, sacred smoke, and deadly poisoned arrows? Long before kings and empires carved borders into the earth, long before settlers crossed the vast salt oceans, the Khoisan walked these lands. They were the original inhabitants, the first people. They were hunters, storytellers, and guardians of a world that existed in perfect balance. But one night, under the haunting glow of a rising red moon, invaders marched into their ancestral home. And on that night, a simple hunter was forced to become a warrior. Let me tell you about this incredible journey of a man named Kari. In his language, the name meant the fierce one. He was a man built like the land he came from, broad-chested like the cliffs of the Karoo, with arms shaped by countless years of drawing his bow. He wore no armor. He carried no iron spear forged in fire. His weapons were an extension of the earth itself. Short bow, tipped with a potent, fast-acting poison drawn from the grubs of the Diamphidia beetle. A sling filled with smooth, heavy river stones, and a blade he had carved himself from sharpened stone and bone. He never wanted war. He was a man of peace, a provider for his family. But on this night, war wanted him. As twilight bled across the savannah, his partner, Annalidi, the clan's spiritual guide and priestess, approached him. Her eyes, deep and knowing, reflected the flickering firelight. She spoke in a soft, mystical voice that seemed to carry the weight of generations. "The ancestors are whispering." "Kari," she said, her hands gently touching a pouch of herbs at her waist. "They say blood will spill at the waterhole tonight. They say the invaders are coming for our lifeblood." Kari looked from her face to the vast, star-dusted sky. His jaw was set, his expression firm and unshaken. He placed his hand over hers. "Then let it be their blood, not ours," he replied, his voice a low, determined rumble. "Light the sacred herbs, my love. Let them smell their own fear in the smoke." Annalidi's hair, intricately braided with shells and dusted with red ochre, seemed to glow in the firelight. She nodded, her own fear giving way to resolve. She began to prepare the bundles of mfefo, the sacred plant whose smoke could carry messages to the spirit world. As she lit them, fragrant white smoke began to spiral into the moonlit air. A ghostly signal to both the ancestors and the approaching enemy. Under the cover of darkness, the sand warriors moved. They were specters in the landscape, sliding into the dense thorn bushes that ringed the vital waterhole. They moved with a silence born from a lifetime of hunting elusive prey, becoming one with the shadows and the rustling leaves. Across the small band of defenders, you could hear the soft, tense creak of sinew bowstrings being pulled taut. You could feel the weight of smooth stones being settled into leather slings. They hid and watched as a group of armed Zulu warriors swaggered toward the waterhole, laughing loudly and confidently. They clanked their iron spears against their cowhide shields, confident in their strength and numbers, completely unaware that death was watching them from the dark. And then, in a single, coordinated instant, the desert exploded. It began with a sound like 100 deadly wasps hissing through the night as poisoned arrows flew from the shadows. Before the first man could even scream, the silent projectiles found their marks. Simultaneously, a volley of heavy stones, launched from slings with incredible force and accuracy, cracked against skulls and shattered shields. The confident laughter of the invaders turned into screams of shock and panic. Out of the darkness, the Khoisan warriors erupted, their small, wiry frames moving with impossible speed and ferocity. They roared, not just with their voices, but with the spirit of the land itself. The invaders, caught completely by surprise, scattered in chaos. They were trained for epic showdowns on open plains, not for this sneaky ghost warfare in the tangled bushes. At the edge of the clearing, Annalidi chanted, her voice rising and falling in an ancient, powerful rhythm. The smoke from her herbs curled and danced around the battlefield, thick and disorienting. To the terrified invaders, it looked as if spirits were rising from the earth itself, spectral figures of vengeance leading the attack. The Zulu warriors had come seeking water, a source of life. Instead, they discovered warriors crafted from fire and shadow. That night, the forgotten children of Africa, the people of the sand and the stars, won their first great battle against a force that sought to erase them. As the last of the invaders fled into the darkness, a new quiet fell over the waterhole. And in the heart of the flickering firelight, standing over the embers of the fight, a legend was born, a hunter who had become a warrior. His story, and the story of his people's survival, would be whispered on the wind for generations to come. Thanks for watching. If you were captivated by the story of Kari, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications, because this is only the beginning of the legend. We'll see you in the next episode. Before you leave, I would like to tell you this channel is small, but growing. If you find stories like this meaningful like me, please consider liking and subscribing. It helps me more than you know. Thank you.